and welcome to the next turn of the Shitterbowl. So, Archaecephaly received two messages, one from Ulm, 3 million, 6 million, 11 or 14 million, which is it? Which I believe he sent to everyone, and Marignon said, "May the Lord of Light be with you all," which I again think he sent to everyone. And Archaecephaly tried two battles. This is the one I was a little unsure about, where he's going to hit a bunch of deer tribe. These guys aren't really that good. I mean, their protection sucks, and they have terrible morale, but they have a javelin, which is, I think it's a little sketchy. But these guys have shields. Oh. A couple of them get pinged by arrows. Wow, they're not even throwing their javelins. They just ran straight in. I think that's a mistake. These deer tribe don't have shields. There's nothing protecting them. If they got hit, they would probably die in with one javelin. I don't know why they didn't do that. I wonder what script he has these peltasts on. Well, he wins. He wins, he loses 11 peltasts. Not the end of the world. And then the other battle in the Caudal Swamp just has chariots versus some generic indies. And he wins. I'm constantly worried about his commander being so far up with his forces. He's just asking for his commander to get killed. But he did it safely. Something happened in Archaecephaly. A witch was drowned in the well of a village. Thereafter, the water has started glowing in the moonlight. This esoteric substance has been distilled into a large quantity of gems. 12 water gems. That's a great haul. And his prophet, Crom, his brave deeds and his valor are being told by bards all over the world. I guess that's not his prophet, actually. That's this dude. Which means he gets inspirational, +1, and his leadership bonus is big, which is really nice. Gives a morale buff to his units that wouldn't have it normally, which at such low levels is a very welcome buff. Looks like he's forming up his armies on this province, which I think is somewhat... Oh, he's got lizard shamans up here. Wow, that's really cool. Maybe I already pointed that out, sorry. Lizard shamans just make me very excited. Oh, it must have been because they're on hold and attack closest instead of hold and fire closest. Anyway, this is a weird script. I mean, we'll see how it does. I don't know how it'll do. This mage is sort of in the back. She could be lower. She's just scripted to retreat. That's weird. So she's just going to retreat as soon as the battle starts. He got a fire random on his mystic. Double fire is pretty nice. Not as nice as battery 1, just rolling everything. And he's immediately sight searching with this guy, which is great. Archaecephaly hasn't put any province defense in his provinces, which I think is very risky. You're just enabling yourself to get hit by indie stuff. He's moving this army back this way. I guess his expansion avenues are sort of limiting. Like, this is a somewhat threatening number of wolf tribe, but it's in a desert. So this province isn't really worth much. And this is kind of scary. That's a lot of heavy infantry. This is a river, so we can't cross it. And these are rivers too, so we can't cross them. Which really just leaves the Ictiads. He could definitely beat this, though. With this army, he could beat these wolf tribe. And with this, could he beat... Yeah, he could beat this province too. I think he could hit both of these provinces and take them out. And then next turn, he could take the stuff he has here, the chariots here, and run them into the Ictiads, along with his capital. What is he recruiting? Another mystic and a bunch of units. He's actually getting some of his sacreds now. A couple of heart companions. These guys look cool, but I don't think they're very good. What is he sending over here? Just a guy to site search. Probably not worth it site searching with this guy, because this guy's just better at site searching. He's got the same paths and more, and you don't have that many provinces to site search with. And Thaumaturgy, too, is a really swell goal to hit early. So, but this recruitment seems fine. I mean, chariots will lose their value after year 1. Elephants sort of fall into that same category, but these things are good against, like, rushing sacred stuff. Like Vanheers. I guess that's not in this age. Anyway. He is sending out a message to everyone. By chance, are you on 30? 30. No, he is not. Yeah, that's not where he is. But that is actually very close to Ulm. 45. I wonder why he suspects that. He's actually over here on 40. Which is such a cool province, a cave forest. It's really neat looking too. But I don't know why he picked this one out of a hat. I guess that could be a spawn. It sure is close to a spawn already. But nothing really else to say on this turn. So Ulm searched for magic sites and didn't find any. This is going to be a very common occurrence. And he fought a battle. This is him attacking Bone Tribe Barbarians, which I mentioned is pretty tough. These guys have Berserker, so they get extra strength if they get wounded and live. Now granted, All Mights hit pretty hard. They can kill other unarmored humans in one hit, but the Pikeneers can't really do that. Like, they kind of can, but they're hitting for 18, basically against 16. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they kill, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they let them go berserk, and if these guys are berserk, they become a lot more threatening. Suddenly they're hitting for a lot of damage. Their short bows aren't really scary, but these guys, these beast hunters, are just sort of an upgraded version of the archers. A javelin that hits hard, really strong weapon, good stats, high strength, extra HP, and they have Berserker. They even have more Berserker. These guys can actually chop up healthy stuff. In the back, he has a Bone Tribe priest and one of these Bone Readers, which is a super cool mage. And basically the reason to hit Bone Tribe provinces is for this mage, which gives you access to these paths, which Ulm does not have. So if Ulm could take this, this would be really big. Definitely beneficial. But we'll see. Javelins look like they didn't do... Oh, he's casting Lightning Bolt. That's impressive. Oh, he did have an air gem. Yeah, you can see these guys are berserking. Oh god, oh, it's a disaster. It's just a total bloodbath. But look, luckily the Pikeneers rout out the archers. These berserking guys don't run, they just fight to the bitter end. So he won, but he definitely lost a lot. That's almost half of his starting, or his expansion army wiped out. But it's worth it. This is a good province. An unexpected event. A handful of gems have been found in a small stream. Handful meaning one single gem. But that's alright. Every bit helps. He's going to go down here to 39 with this army. This probably can do it. Looks like it's mainly archers. So, and then militia. Yeah, he can probably win, assuming his commander doesn't get sniped, because now his front line's pretty tiny. He's definitely at risk of someone like flanking around and just killing his commander and losing the battle that way. These guys should really be on guard. They should be on guard commander, because 3 units, less than 5 or less units in a squad, they always roll morale checks if someone in that squad dies, which is terrible. Like, you're going to be checking morale constantly. So ideally, you always want to have 6 or more units in a squad. What else is he doing? He is moving a mage here, site searching here. He is finally spending his extra commander point, so that's good. He's already lost 2 mages from that, but that's okay. Looks like just spamming out pikeneers. Again, this is a bit of autism, but I like to do this, like click spend my resources as efficiently as possible, because the black plate guys are they're just better. And resources don't regenerate, or rather resources don't stockpile, so there's no reason not to spend all of them. Still going for construction 3, he's going to have construction 1 next turn, not that he can do anything with it. Sending this mage down here, if I were him, I would immediately put a temple and a lab in this province and start building these bone readers, and roll for the air ones, the death 1 air ones, and just send them out and site search your provinces. You don't need to make a lot of them, because they're bad researchers, but they'll get you the gems, and from the gems you can build up from there. They're also fortune tellers, which is that's a cool feature. They're sacred, which is neat. So they don't cost very much. Their upkeep's pretty low. This is a good unit. It's a little pricey on the initial cost, but that's okay. For the path diversity that it gives you, that's what makes them special. So that's a good find. No new mercenaries this turn. He's got a bunch of units in his capital. He should really send them to go hit something else. Like, these provinces are free. At least for All Mights, they're free. He could definitely just send a master smith. Like, you know, if he really wants to just keep slamming out mages, he could send one out and just take this province, and then take this too, take that, this. All this is really easy to take. Maybe not these guys. I don't know how these guys would fare. They have javelins, and they have high strength. Sort of like the Bone Tribe. He actually put PD in his provinces, I see. That's good. Yep. And now for Marignon's turn. So he tried to assassinate a lot of commanders this turn, starting with Titico, the Onyx Priestess. So here's this Chad Serbilius with his poison dagger and short sword against this Onyx woman. Casts Holy Avenger. Oh, this is a neat mage with death gems too. Sermon of Courage herself, which is kind of pointless. Her combat stats are definitely way worse than the assassins. 13-14 versus 9-12. Oh. Just stabbed her right in the body with a big roll too. 16, or no, maybe he rolled a 10. Anyway, it was enough to kill. But she cast Holy Avenger, so he immediately got hit, and yeah, he was dead. So yeah, 1 for 1. That's kind of that's not the worst that could happen. Sometimes assassinations occur at night, so you get the darkness penalty. But it hits your opponent too. Like, this commander's stats are ruined because of the darkness, and his are still a little above average. Yeah, it just ruins him, slices him up. So that was good. This turn, interestingly, he actually scouted one of Fascia's battles, so we'll watch this early. This is just Fascia with their mercenaries. Yeah, I mean, this is their first expansion, actually, into some wolf tribe. And basically exactly what I predicted came to pass. His normal units went out in front and took a beating instead of the militia. I'm not sure any of his guys died, but they definitely got injured. Yeah, this guy got battle fright. And this guy's okay. He's okay. Alright, maybe he didn't get punished that badly. No, he didn't lose any. Well, that's good. So, Marignon has scouted out Fascia. But we should watch Marignon's real first battle. So he's got a bunch of crossbowmen, flagellants, like a tiny front line, and then his sacreds in the back with this bless. I mean, you can look at the prophet stats. They're insane. Extremely high. Lots of attacks coming down on the enemy. And this is just generic indie stuff. He does have crossbowmen. These guys are scary. Crossbows are armor-piercing, pierce damage. So maybe if they target the sacreds, they could do something. But no, they're just going for their crossbows. Paladin bravely charges forth. The flagellants too. Goes right for the commanders. Oh my. He took a hit. Is that friendly fire? Did one Crossbowmen hit Paladin with a ranged attack in the body for 5. See, this is what I mean. Crossbowmen are too good. The only thing that did damage to his Paladin this whole battle was his own unit. His own crossbowmen. He loses nothing. He lost 1 crossbowman on the initial volley, and that was it. Although his Paladin did actually get tagged. And his Paladin, Solaire of Astora, his brave deeds and his heroic battle prowess are now told by bards and storytellers all over the world. Which is a really unbelievably unfair heroic ability to get on this kind of unit. This guy is looking insane. Like 21 attack skill. Nothing is going to be able to dodge his attacks. At least not at this point in the game. And he's quick, right? Or swiftness. Still. Yeah, just crazy. When he gets Blood Surge going, 3 more to both of these. 24. That is just unbelievable. This guy, he built an elf. He's just a human, but, well, maybe not anymore. Looks like he's sending all this stuff into this province, and he's trying to assassinate again. I found indie provinces generally run 3 commanders. So even if he succeeds in the assassination here, there'll probably be 1 left. But I don't think he'll have any trouble clearing this out with his super sacreds. Otherwise, he's not taking many provinces. Like, this seems done. What's he recruiting in his capital? Another paladin, more sacreds, crossbowmen. He's already got some more sacreds. These 2, coupled with this, can probably wipe out all of this stuff single-handedly. Other than that, he's just doing a couple assassinations about sending this guy over to the wolf tribe to assassinate them. Taking his troubadour and putting it on this throne. I wonder what that is. But yes, he's seen Fascia up here. So he knows that that guy is over there. Oh, okay, so he's going for enchantment too, but I guess he's swapping to conjuration now. I don't know what he's getting here in conjuration too. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, flight is a good spell, but can he cast flight? Does he have that? I guess some of his grandmasters could. If he wants a flying communion, I suppose he could have it. Yeah, give his communion slaves flying. I don't know. Just don't know. Flying shield I don't think you can get. Okay, I guess there's a slim possibility. I don't understand the enchantment. I mean, I get it, the later stuff is good, but 2 doesn't seem to provide anything. I'm just going for conjuration after that. This research is baffling me. He is sending 3 messages out. 1 to Arcecephaly. The tall women of the sea are located in 138. Which is true. That is not a lie. I hope this information will be of great use to you. Let these souls withdrawn from their vessels, manifestations of disparity, Elucidated by fire, burrow deep within me, retreating to the darkness beyond the reach of flame. Let them assume a new master, inhibiting ash, casting themselves upon new forms! Okay. And he's sending the same message to Ulm and to Agartha. So, it's just letting everyone know where Phaecia is. Agartha's turn. He fought a battle here in Erd. Oh, I guess his troglodyte died. Yeah, I mean, it was a horrible cripple. Ooh, this province has got heavy cavalry. Oh, yeah, right. But it only has 4? Oh, rip. Well, the light infantry taking the blow is honestly not the worst thing. They're a little more expendable. Seems like the Prophet is helping out a lot here to clean up those guys. So he wins. Losing a couple units, but very much worth. And so now with Erd taken, he, interestingly, he can see Phaecia here at 138. So if he were to click this province, he could see the name of it. Also, importantly, he can see there's enemy dominion. There are enemy candles in these provinces. Can you see candles anywhere else? Like by Ulm? You can see growth here, but that's maybe just his own, or just some random thing. Oh, he's building a fort. He's building a fort here in 24, which is good, I think. Yeah, this is I mean, the resources aren't poor, but the recruitment's okay. And he's bordered by 2 mountains, so he's gonna be able to suck up a lot of resources from it. Yeah, this province has a lot of connections, actually. Not a bad province to build a fort at all. He's recruiting scouts here. He's gonna get intel. Yeah, it's good for sure. Retreating up here to the swamp, I think that's probably wise. If he went for one of these, that not sure how Phaecia would. That just seems very, very dicey. Still, it looks like he is setting up to maybe cut Phaecia off. Not that Phaecia can be cut off, like all of everything that's adjacent to the water is effectively theirs. Well, at least surrounding this lake. But we'll have to see what they're doing. What is he sending over here? So this big blob is set to attack rear, and these guys attack closest. I mean, it's sort of the same problem as before. It's the troglodytes are going to make contact with them because they're just so much faster first. But these guys are ghouls. Ghouls and long dead. So I don't think it'll matter. I think the troglodytes will just slam through them quite easily. Researching construction 2. There's a lot of cool items that you can get at construction 2. Owl quills. Lots of earth items that are neat. Bracers of protection, great sword of sharpness. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Recruiting another Earth Reader. I guess he's kind of strapped for gold this turn. It doesn't seem like he has a lot. If I disable this... Oh, right, he's building this palisade. Okay. Alright, fair enough. So he kind of has to be a little conservative on his gold expenditure. So that's alright. I mean, Earth Readers are never bad. They're fine for researching. They've got Fortune Teller, which is cool. They're sacreds, they're cheap. And they can search Earth 1, so yeah, they're fine. You could give them a gem and they can cast summon Earth Power, and then suddenly they're pretty good. So, on to Phaecia's turn. So he had a battle, which we already saw. He won pretty decisively thanks to his militia, for sure. And he's going here to 136, which is a very lucrative province, 114 income here. Definitely needed. All these provinces in his cap circle are actually worth a lot of gold. 114, 101, 107. This guy, not so much. Oh, the underwater is worth some too. What is he recruiting? A Colossi Weaver and more light infantry. He is saving money, so I wonder if he's considering going for a fort soon. He presumably is unaware that Phaecia has, or that Marignon has found him out. Ah, interesting. This province, Erd, it has Agartha's dominion in it. So if he is clicking on these provinces, he can see that Erd is actually probably owned by the enemy. At least at this point in the game. If it's got dominion in it, it's probably owned by the enemy. So he should know someone's here if he's clicking around. Oh, he's actually got his dominion up all the way over here for some reason. I can't see anything with it though. Researching for Evocation 2. There's a lot of good spells here. Lightning Bolt's probably the most obvious one. And then Construction right after, presumably for all the same reasons that Agartha would want it, plus Owl Quills. Oh, he did actually change his formation. He has his militia way up in front now, and everything else in the back, which I think is definitely the right choice, for sure. This is a good script change. And I believe that is really all there is to dissect here. So, an interesting turn. We're reaching the point where players are starting to encounter one another. And now that Marignon has told everyone where Phaecia is, we'll have to see how he reacts to that, as Phaecia has been really getting the short end of the stick with that indie battle. I don't know how other players will respond. Agartha is in the most obvious position to act, and Agarthan statues are no joke. So, we'll have to see.